you beautiful nerds of the world, Taurock at your service, and welcome back to another reaction of Death Battle. Today we are watching Bakugo from My Hero Academia versus Reze from Chainsaw Man. Now, I've been willing to talk a bit about this matchup, like this matchup as a concept, like the what it was about, its like origins, like its foundation, the slanders, the memes about this, like the fact that to me this matchup doesn't, like, the me not being not really liking that this matchup seems to be less born out of love for these characters and more out of like memes and slanders and whatnot. But I'm also not good with words, so I'm going to treat this as any other death battles that I don't know a lot about. So if that's okay with you, just for my mental health, I'll just stick to how I know these characters, and we'll see how this intro goes. I haven't watched much of My Hero Academia. I think my last memories of the series is like, I think it was the tournament arc, or is it Shigaraki's big assault on UA, like first big assault on UA High, you know, where All Might like faces the Nobu? That's what they're called? I forgot. I don't remember which came last, but that's around this area that I kind of dropped the series. Not because I didn't like it, but just because I just lost track of things, and I was too busy watching other stuff. But from the few things I remember of My Hero Academia, I remember profoundly disliking Bakugo. It's interesting because it's the first time since I started like making these reactions that I'm facing a situation like this, where I just like genuinely don't like one of the characters. Yeah, I just can't find any redeeming quality about Bakugo. The moment I saw him like burn Deku's dream journal and throw it out the window and like throw it like into a fountain and ruining it, to me he was a bully character. I know he does redeem himself like later in the show, he comes around and whatnot. This is bullshit. I don't accept that. I don't accept that artistic decision. To me, he was supposed to be a fucking bully who was supposed to be put back in the dirt. There was no redeeming quality with him as a person. His powers are cool. Like his design are cool. Like everything. Like plenty of stuff is cool about Bakugo. Not him as a person. And I know I'm not the only one to love to hate Bakugo, because like this entire matchup is born out of slandering Bakugo. This is why I'm kind of iffy about this matchup, because as much as I would dunk on Bakugo as much as I like, you know, that's my problem. You know, I don't really want it to be, how do I say, I don't really want it to be the theme of like, if he is to be on a death battle, I don't really want this to be the theme. I mean, I want Death Battle to make me like the guy, you know, and I'm sure they will, because like they seem to be genuinely, they seem to be taking this matchup like with like genuine care for these characters. So I kind of hope that there's more positivity from this matchup. But yeah, this whole matchup being born from like slandering Bakugo and whatnot makes me a bit like. It makes me a bit, like, yeah, I don't know, it makes me feel a bit iffy about myself. As for Reze, well, I don't really know anything about Chainsaw Man. In fact, the only things I know about Chainsaw Man is from Gojo vs. Makima. I was supposed to watch the Reze arc movie this week, but the guy who was hosting the movie night on Discord called it off, so I guess I'll watch it later, or maybe not, I don't know, I can't make any guarantee about that. So I'm left with nothing to say about Reze. She seems cool, I don't know. I hear a lot of positive thing about this movie, so there's that. I don't have much to say about this matchup, man. Aside from the whole like slander memes, there's really not much I can say, aside from even without all the memes aside, I would be it's not that I would be rooting for Reze, I would be rooting for Bakugo to die. you know? It's no matter what the matchup. But I know that's clearly not going to happen because, like, Bakugo is on a completely different level than the entirety of Chainsaw Man. Then doesn't he get, like, one for all at one point? From what I've seen of the debate, like, Reze doesn't have much ground to stand on, unfortunately. It sucks like there's really not much to get from this matchup that isn't just, oh, Lamau, slander, Reze's so fucking dead, Bakugo is so fucking dead. And I just have to repeat, like, all the slander meme that there's been, like, for the past, like, 3 weeks, and possibly even before that, from last year. And the fact that this matchup is happening, like, and that Death Battle is kind of enabling that, I'm really not sure what to think about it. I mean, the Death Battle cast, like, they seem to be genuinely excited about the matchup. Like, they seem to be cooking, so, like, them aside, you know, they're working on something, but I'm questioning their choice of, like, their approach regarding matchups to do, and their relationship with, like, relevancy, because, like, making an entire Death Battle out of a meme that was, like, 1 week long, out of, like, from last year, that was all about, like, slandering a character. It's a matchup that's not born out of pure love, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, like, it's a discussion that's not necessarily born from care for these characters, you know. When there's I don't know, man. There are matchups out there that people just love to talk about and that are, like, a bit that have been a bit ignored over the years. Like, I hate to say Lusan, because that's the first that comes to mind to be like, when is it happening? Like, but that's the only that's the only thing I can think of that is like we genuinely love these characters, and there hasn't been any, like, approach about them, and they say they'll be approaching it, but, like, they never do. But then there's, like, a meme for, like, a week that is, like, a week long that is just about dunking on a character, and they're like, call me the president! It's kind of odd. Again, the Death Battle crew seems to be cooking, you know, and I'm excited to see what they have in store. I mean, the matchup is literally explosions. It's literally two dudes blowing stuff up. How do you not like this? I just wished there were other matchups that were treated with the same spontaneity. Is that a word? Spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
But hey, regardless, like, maybe that's my hot take. I really don't know where to stand on all of this. There's not much brain power required to enjoy this matchup, so let's blow shit up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pipe bomb! Fight! God, this looks phenomenal already.
Bakugo versus Reze, the god of explosions versus the bomb devil. He's playing my boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who will win a death battle. God, those sprites are good.
Ah, Wiz, there's nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning, the rush of the shockwave, the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
Hell yeah.
No one knows that feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo.
When your name literally means powerful bomb.
Real name, Katsuki Bakugo. 1 meter, ha! I'm taller than you. Age, 25, birthday, 20th. Is it April? Huh. Okay. 5th ranked pro hero, Quirk Explosion. Elias, Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion, Murder God Dynamite. Likes winning, blowing stuff up, and Kirishima.
No
Whoever
wonder
that
he was
is.
born with the quirk Explosion.
Whoever that
It
is.
lets Bakugo create humongous kabooms from his palms. I can only dream of having hands that rad.
Quirks are genetic superpowers that most humans are born with. Bakugo inherited his quirk from his parents. Specifically, it was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions.
Making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, the bigger the booms. His parents basically
Ew.
made the perfect kid, absolutely oozing with shonen main character energy.
Bakugo felt similarly, so much so that he started bullying his childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk.
Yeah, okay,
Whoa,
he's got a snot
piece
nose
of
turd
shit.
sometimes, but come on, Wiz, the kabooms! They're so cool.
Quirks are a natural biological feature of a person's body. In the
I
same
hate
way that
bullies.
we don't really think about walking or breathing,
fucking hate
Bakugo's
bullies, I
explosions
swear to
became
God.
like any other limb,
Anyway.
especially with his rigorous training.
Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight, block attacks, launch himself around, and quickly maneuver in midair at hypersonic speeds, which requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations.
And despite getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else that we know of.
Nah, he
He
probably
was truly
did.
a prodigy, destined for greatness.
And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol, All Might. In Bakugo's
Yeah,
mind,
you know,
the
instead
only
of
person
learning
who
his
wins
values
no
and, you
matter
know,
what. Absolute victory.
helping
No
others and
problem for the
whatever.
main character.
Except Katsuki
Yeah, I'm gonna
wasn't
slander his ass like the
he thought he
whole way.
was. That would be Izuku Midoriya.
Until I don't
the
feel like
child
it.
Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless.
Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku somehow landed a quirk that was just as cool, and both were accepted to the same superhero high school, UA High.
There, he would learn to be a superhero and fully develop his ultimate moves.
Like flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo speed, blinding people with stun grenade, focusing his blasts into armor-piercing shots, or making a big-ass tornado of death.
The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom.
He's pretty smart when it comes to strategizing
Nice.
mid-fight. He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster than Deku did.
UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers, gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for prolonged bouts, or to release all of it at once in a single massive blast.
He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo
Ew.
made his hero debut.
Ew, he's a fucking Redditor.
Or his
Anyway.
sweat as ammo.
Sorry.
With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion Murder God, Dynamite. Hey, I dig it. The more colons, the merrier.
But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way and put the team before his ego.
Especially when he was kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement. Something needed to change.
So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory for everyone.
He was starting to become the prodigy
Finally.
everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters. Somehow,
Bakugo's powerful enough to
Okay.
shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams, and tough enough to survive, well,
being dead? Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If that isn't main character plot armor, I don't know what is.
What the fuck? While Edgeshot was able to stitch Bakugo's injured organs back together, it was explicitly Bakugo's miniature explosions that restarted his heart and revived him.
his stamina is perhaps the craziest thing about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions.
Even with
Oh,
the overuse of
lovely.
his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually his quirk awakened.
Essentially, when a quirk evolves to become stronger. Now, by condensing his explosions into smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques.
Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster. a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or kaboom theory for the layman.
Powerful enough to shatter the side of a mountain or blow apart UA High itself.
Damn.
Judging by the school's size, we can estimate Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT.
Given Bakugo's
Sick.
whole deal is explosions, it makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene.
A chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
That's the recipe for kabooms. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
Damn.
And these explosions
Tons of TNT is a unit of measurement often used in the real world to describe the energy contained in high-yield explosives like nuclear bombs. It can be used to measure particularly powerful feats from fictional characters. That's what we've been doing for years. That's good that we have a segment about like tons like talking about the tons of TNT, because we've been using this a bunch. So finally we have an episode dedicated to that.
explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second, almost 400 times the speed of sound.
I mean, he
That's not
matches.
all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely and from all over his body, not just his palms.
With all of this crazy bullshit,
Jesus
Bakugo
Christ.
became one of the strongest heroes on Earth, enough to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One. Yeah, that's right, the main villain, who's the protagonist now, Deku.
Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero.
Number 5 on the rankings and rising. Not bad, Kachan.
But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself.
Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here! Dynamite! Dynamite! Dynamite!
Okay, sure, Boomstick.
Wiz, what happened to you?
Hey!
Funny. And
He's been turned into a marketable
Here,
plushie.
Boomstick, that's the new Death Metal plushie from YouTube.
Yeah, I've
and it's
ordered
available
one.
to order
Normally.
oh, like the one they made of me a year ago. You got jealous, didn't you?
What? No, mine's way cuter. Look at it, and you can get one by clicking the link.
Ah, they forgot to color one of your arms.
Ah, not
Boomstick,
necessarily.
I have a metal arm. I always have. Oh, and if you order it,
I'm
there's a
supposed
chance you
to-
might get a special version with a gold arm.
That's actually kind of awesome.
You
I actually
definitely
need-
want one.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I do, okay?
No,
Shut up,
normally I've
Click
ordered
on
it
below to order
already.
one for yourself.
You
It's only
twos can be
available for a limited
confusing with
time,
the.
and after that,
Alright, you
it
bought
will
the
never
stuff.
Be available again, so don't miss out.
Anyway, alright, Reze, time to learn about you.
War, famine, conquest. Humanity has been plagued by all manner of ills since they first crawled out of the primordial ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
I gotta say, from the little I see of Chainsaw Man, I have a huge respect for like the body horror of this series. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, Taurock liking horror, like.
Fear itself is real,
But I just like,
and they're called
I just
devils.
like
Literally
the art
devils
style
from
of
hell.
Chainsaw
These
Man.
monstrous
You know,
beings are the
And
living
it really
embodiment
has
of
like this
humanity's
actually
worst
like
nightmares, and
kind
their
of
power is
creepy,
directly
uneasy
proportional
vibe,
to
like-
that fear.
So the
even to
chicken devil
normal
might be
humans,
so weak
like
you could keep him
even
as a
normal
class pet,
humans feels like
you know, a
for.
chicken.
I mean,
But what
they're
about the
simplified
bat
in a
devil
manga
or the
way, but they
ghost
seem like
devil?
sometimes a
Or
bit
the
over
devil
detailed. It's
embodied
kind of hard to
spears of
explain.
One of the greatest
I
weapons
just
it's
really
ever
like the art
created,
style, the art direction.
Bomb Devil.
Little is known about the origins of the Bomb Devil's current host, Reze, if that even is her real name.
She might look cute and kawaii.
Bomb Devil Hybrid. Heights. I'm taller than her. A country of origin, Soviet Union. Occupation, super soldier, bilingual, Russian and Japanese. That's convenient. At one point, the author's favorite character likes coffee, flowers, and Denji.
But she's actually a Soviet assassin.
Yeah,
trained
kinda
to
like
be one of the
Makima, I
deadliest
guess.
killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this.
But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life. as much a fable to her as Aesop's country mouse.
Too bad! You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun.
At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the bomb devil and became a hybrid, a human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon.
As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal human.
That's gotta
And with
suck.
her martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close. Also, Wiz, check out the bomb for a head.
Someone like Reze
That's
would
gotta
eat
s-
you alive.
that's gotta
literally.
suck to be
Should
a
devils
hybrid.
Like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood.
And that lets hybrids survive some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new.
Especially useful considering the Bomb Devil's primary ability is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit explosions from any surface of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will.
Damn, that's hardcore. She can use these blasts to jet through the sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions that tear apart entire cities. Making herself stronger the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
As long as the area around her is dry enough to maintain ignition, Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop.
She can even turn her own body into different types of real-world bombs to map.
Humanity's fear of her not only enhances her explosive power, but her physical power as well. She was able to shrug off an attack from the Violence Fiend, who specializes in physical strength.
Non-stop.
She can even turn her own body into different types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power.
Like transforming her leg into a torpedo, or her apron into dynamite.
Nice.
Every single inch of Reze is a living weapon.
This made her feared across the devil world as one of their mightiest warriors, and the perfect choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man.
You see, you might
There
not
he
think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs, but the Chainsaw Devil is special.
Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality,
Yeah.
retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me.
Really?
This ability makes the
Coming from you, Boomstick? Like, come on.
Stuff like
That's the
trees
other
or Texas
cool.
massacres.
That's the other
Silly
cool
me.
half of Ash Williams. What do you mean?
This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any global power to control.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb, horny teenage boy just looking for anyone, to love.
And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target, she got to know him and found they weren't so different. Both were used as tools of the state, as weapons of war rather than people. A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse.
And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate.
It wouldn't be the only time.
Reze's
Yeah.
nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one parting gift. To teach him the way devils did battle before he died.
As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an explosion more than 400 meters in diameter. That's
Okay.
over 4 football fields long.
To have a blast that size, you'd need to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT.
More than comparable to nuclear weapons, which is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing.
Despite her bombs being technically conventional, they're just that strong.
Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes.
That'd be over 500 times the speed of sound.
She's even stronger
Yeah?
than the Typhoon Devil, a sentient city-spanning storm.
The literal coughing baby to her hydrogen bomb.
Unfortunately for Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil.
He whooped her ass, but spared her life. Just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all.
But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting life of the town mouse, there are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's dreams of freedom were never
I mean, you kind of have already.
Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's dreams of freedom were never realized. She simply changed hands from one cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb.
Damn. Damn. That sucks. Anyway, time for a little prediction. I feel like Bakugo's got this. You know, seems pretty straightforward. I feel like the kaboom is a bit bigger on the side of Bakugo. Considering like they talked about like tons of TNT on Bakugo, and like it would take the entire Empire State Building worth of TNT to create his explosions, where for Reze it takes like a basketball field of baseball field, sorry, worth of TNT or something like that. So one is clearly bigger than the other. Plus Bakugo is like far faster. Like if he keeps up with Shigaraki, like Shigaraki can intercept like beams of lights and whatnot, and like he's been shown to intercept like beams of light and whatnot. So there's definitely an argument for Bakugo being like way faster, way stronger. The more interesting part would be their abilities, and obviously Reze has a bit more regeneration, but the fact that Bakugo survives his own power output. She doesn't have a lot of kabooms to really like hurt Bakugo. The only thing that I think is interesting is maybe her ability to ignite, to create like combustion and explosions wherever she wants. That may be a bit more versatile than Bakugo, who's only limited to his sweat. And this begs me the question, can Reze somehow exploit, can she somehow exploit Bakugo's, explosive sweat, to be like, because that could mess up Bakugo, big time if she can turn Bakugo's own power output against him. That can be a bit of a big deal. Maybe there's that, but they also need... I think they needed the air to be dry, so I don't know if like drought and sweat can blend well. So I'm gonna take it in the back of my mind. I'm gonna keep it in the back of my mind, but it's not going to be too helpful. Reze obviously like has her regeneration. She can regenerate like better than Bakugo could. But like she still needs like blood and a bit of blood to a bit of physical body to return from. So if Bakugo lands a big enough kaboom that like she can't regenerate, that it disintegrates her like on a molecular level, that there's not even a drop of her left, it's going to be hard for Reze to like get a stand on. The only argument I can find for Reze is really like finding a way to detonate Bakugo's own sweat. But that's really the only argument I have. Like, despite that, she may be a bit more versatile with her ability to create explosions like from a distance. Because like I know Bakugo can detonate his sweat at will, like even if it's from a distance. But like that still requires Bakugo like launching sweat into someone to then make it detonate, where Reze can just, create ignition wherever she wants. From what I understand, her power to be, or if it's like, or is it the same thing where she needs like part of her body to explode, so she has to flicker some blood or something? Maybe, I don't know, but the stats are clearly in Bakugo's favor, and there's not really much there's not much else you can do about that. I haven't seen a whole lot that would like sway me on one side, over one side or the other. I just think Bakugo's got this out of pure stats and pure durability as well. Yeah, Reze can regenerate, but that still means Reze can be blown to bits, where Bakugo can resist his own power output. Anyway, I've already talked about all of that. I think Bakugo's way too tough for Reze, and I think Bakugo is also strong enough to blow Reze to smithereens and leave nothing behind. That's pretty much what it boils down to, I think. So I'm gonna go Bakugo. 3, 2, 1, click!
The battle's about to start.
Ah,
And
right,
we've got
sponsor.
something good to hear these kabooms with, like our sponsor, Raycon.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. But like,
Our
Raycon, great. All right.
All right,
The command starts set.
and
We've
we've
run the
run
data for all possibilities.
It's
Time for a death battle! Time to go boom. Alright. Ooh. Love the music already. Ooh!
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Okay, straight into it.
Tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin.
Ooh!
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up.
Die! Ooh! Loving the action so far. Loving the sprites especially. Ooh! Okay, water. Oh. There's the head.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Ooh! Ooh! Okay, that's a... Okay, the art style is a bit funny there. Ooh! Ah!
Oh, it's
Ah! Okay, you can make explosions even in wet areas.
people.
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go of me.
Uh-oh. Ow! Ooh! Ah!
Leave them out of this.
Ooh! Okay, a mix of 2D and 3D. That's kind of cool. Oh, that looks cool.
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
You bit off a bit more than you could chew. My blood isn't the only thing you drank. It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass!
Ooh! Come on.
I'm aiming for absolute victory. Howitzer! Impact!
Cluster! Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ, that was cool!
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Okay!
Oh, Denji, we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the surface, these two seemed evenly matched. So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
First up, let's talk speed.
Both Bakugo and Reze could
Bakugo.
rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds
Bakugo
and maneuver
takes
and
the
redirect
speed.
themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they seem to be on par with each other.
So we
Nah.
have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same gun devil that could literally
Nah,
fly
but
around the
Bakugo
world,
fights
killing millions of
Shigaraki.
people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
Impressive, but compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who
There
can
it
react
is.
fast enough.
Sorry, excuse me.
Sound.
Denji and Pochita have fluctuated in power since the battle with Reze due to the fear surrounding Chainsaw Man. As a result, Reze cannot reliably scale to feats from newer arcs of Chainsaw Man.
Impressive, but compare
Makes
that
sense,
to
makes
Bakugo
sense.
fighting Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch light beams with his bare hands.
There it
Over
is.
1,000 times faster. And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that
Damn.
caliber, there's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
However, speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's
That's gonna be
durability is
Reze
mind-boggling.
because of the
He survived being
regeneration.
impaled through the torso and has even brought himself back to life.
Yeah, that was
Unlike
crazy.
Reze, his stamina does eventually hit a limit. Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag. Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
Explosions!
Yeah!
We gotta compare their two biggest
The
blasts.
biggest
Reze's
kaboom!
nuclear-like bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's not all. Remember the Typhoon Devil?
Coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or
Damn.
just over 2 megatons of TNT.
There it
5
is.
times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
And this was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All for One. Bakugo takes the final edge in explosions.
And remember, Bakugo withstands the recoil of all his blasts.
So his durability
Since
would be
Reze
just
had
as
greater
important.
stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially with his superior speed.
And devil healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when devils die? They Bakugo to hell.
The winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great explosion, murder, god, dynamite.
Congratulations. Oh, this fight was, God, it was like fast and sweet. I don't know why this fight felt like a little faster than usual, but maybe it's because we're used to like long bangers. But I don't know something about this. Maybe I was like in the zone somewhere, but that felt like a shorter fight than usual. But like, short doesn't mean it's bad. I think it was fucking phenomenal. I loved the choreography. Oh, sorry, let me get back to it. Like, they kept like swinging around. The mix of like sprites that look so good it almost feels like it's hand drawn, actual hand drawn, and like some 3D aspects. Of course, the explosions look great. Only part that is a bit weird, there's this part of the fight where they are like in chibi mode for some reason. They're kind of like, they're very simplified. I don't really know who drew this part of the fight. I mean, it looks good. It looks better than what I can do, but it's objectively better than what I could do because it's actually animated. It's actually animated. I could never do that, but like, it's great. It's just like there's just like a shift in style. Like they're very like, I don't know. This little part feels a bit different than the rest of the fight, but there's still a lot of cool ass shots. I love also how both characters are portrayed. Like, yeah, Bakugo still being a hero, Reze being like her manipulative self, Reze being this manipulative bitch, and how do I say? Of course, the references everywhere. The mix of 3D and 2D and like those sprites look so fucking phenomenal. Those sprites look phenomenal. There's a lot of shots, like, yeah, it really feels like a hero versus a villain, but the hero is like kind of an arrogant asshole, like Bakugo is. And this explosion is probably a reference to in the Chainsaw Man movie and whatnot, but like, God. And then you have Bakugo like straight up like enjoying the fight, like straight up having fun, going like full Madara versus Aizen mode. Like the final end of the fight like goes like straight up. It's straight up brutal. It is straight up brutal at the end. But yeah, honestly, it's a short and sweet. The rundown, unfortunately, didn't make me like Bakugo that much more. It really felt like they wanted to jam the concept that he cares about others, guys. No, I promise, he cares about other people. We promise. I swear, pinky finger. Yeah, he's a good guy. Maybe I did like Boomstick like buttering Bakugo up, cheering for Bakugo. That was kind of fun, even though it kind of reinforced the fact that he's like a bully piece of shit that just runs on that. But that's mostly me. Otherwise, like, God, it was such a cool fight. God, that was cool. That looked sick. The music was awesome too. I really can't. I can't wait to watch this. I'm curious who did this. What is the name of the song? Bang Bang Bang. Of course, it's called Bang Bang Bang. Well, you know what? It's a fucking banger. Anyway, short and sweet battle, absolute banger. The animation like fucking kills it. I really don't have like something bad to say about the fight, even though like that's not what I'm looking for. I don't really look for negative aspects, but even if I'm looking for one, like it's hard to think of one. I also love the variety in explosions. You know, of course, when you're dealing with a matchup that's all about explosions, you might be worried that, you know, it's all going to be just one kaboom there, one kaboom the other time. But the way they cause those explosions is fairly creative. There seem to be a lot of thoughts that has been put into these explosions, into the way they blend their abilities together and whatnot. Absolute banger, short and sweet, short hits hard. It's like an explosion. Perfect. This fight is an explosion. Exactly. There you go. That's the description. That's an explosion. There you go. Anyway, let's move on to
God Dynamite. Next time
on Death Battle. Oh, Gru versus Megamind! Let's go! It's time!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. And don't forget to order your very own Whiz Plush from YouTube's.
I already have!
Below the like button.
Gru versus Megamind! Let's fucking go! And everyone is still like dreading for Aang versus Traveler to happen. I think it's a cool matchup, it's fair. But Gru versus Megamind! Aside from Bowser versus Eggman, this is one of the matchups I've been the most like excited for of all the matchups that were revealed. Oh my god, it's gonna be so fun! You know what? This season, so far, this season was full of matchups where I'm like, it's okay, it's gonna go. No, this time, I'm back into it. There we go. There we go. 2026 starts now for me. Not to say the episodes were bad, it's just like the matchups themselves. Just like the announcements, you get what I mean. But oh my god, Gru versus Megamind. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this Death Battle in the comments. If you like this reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it maybe to your friends, your families, your foes. Aside from that, I do streams where we play World of Warcraft. If you want to hop in and say hello, that'd be much appreciated. While we do that, then maybe we can discuss about this episode. What? No, I don't know. I don't really know when I do these streams. It's occasionally on weekends and whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, if you want to be kept with all that, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I do some content. It can be whenever. I'm pretty chaotic when it comes to content right about now. But anyway, Thank you so much for watching again. That was Taurock at your service, and I'll see you later.